Hello, people. Your boy Mad Mike here. Every once in a while, people think that Mad Mike is no longer. That because I am a guy that is trying his best to be as peaceful as I possibly can to give our Atlanta Falcons fans, us Atlanta Falcons fans, um, something to look forward to besides having to complain about the national media. What's up, Christian, Miss Maggie? I'm gonna try to be civil about this. All right, Maggie. So, maybe Asia Green, Noah, what's good? Um, Joseph, how y'all guys doing? All right. Um, you guys can hear me, right? All right. Just let me know because y'all sitting one on one with the great one. Just give me a thumbs up or something. Can you guys hear me? But I got something to say about these phony ass uh, Eagles fans. And this is the picture that I have. And this is one of the reasons why I say you need to know your history before you come and step in this ring with the great one. All right. You're not going one on one with the fool. You're not going one on one with the 90-year-old who has dementia. No, absolute. No, I'm not making fun of them at all, but I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to the history of the game, not only the Falcons. So, Philadelphia Eagles fans, right? I know that you guys are hurting for a content creator because that fat slob that you all had gave him 1 million subscribers for absolutely nothing. He didn't know anything about the game of football. All right. He was just a fat slob doing dumb stuff, wiping his behind with the jerseys that you guys wear. And you want to come on my channel and tell me that I don't know anything about anything. But you follow the biggest, fattest slob you can find in Philadelphia and then come to my channel. Come on, bro. Don't come at me like that. That's one thing that you don't do is come at me with this football thing. All right, because I will make sure that you never, ever, ever step foot in the ring again. All right. These are the quotes. All right. I'm Philadelphia Eagles fans. You really want to bring up. All right. You really want to bring up 28-3. You want to break up 28-3. Oh, we blew a 28-3 lead. Good God Almighty. That's wonderful. Absolutely the worst. Okay. It's questionable whether or not you can say it's the biggest, Super Bowl letdown in NFL history. Look, I'm not going to debate whether it is or is. All right. All right. That's not what I'm here. But I will say that Philadelphia Eagles, you guys are the last team to talk about Super Bowl. I mean, just one of the biggest breakdowns in NFL history. Okay. The reason why I have this up, why would I have this picture up? Can anybody tell Mad Mike why would I have this picture up? Why would Mad Mike have this picture up? Well, if you don't know your history, all right, the Philadelphia Eagles, before Andy Reid was Andy Reid that we know him today, well, the Philadelphia Eagles have been notorious for losing, and losing. Those are 3 losses, okay? 3 freaking losses. All right. Why would I bring this up? Again, losses. 3 years in a row. You remember that team in Buffalo when they lost 3 Super Bowls in a row? Yeah. The Philadelphia Eagles couldn't even make it to the Super Bowl. Why? Because they were losing in the NFC Championship. They were losing in the NFC Championship. And you want to come at Mad Mike and talk about 28-3 Super Bowl. You want to come at me talking about Super Bowl losses. You lost. Yeah. Yeah. 3 in a row. You lost to the Rams in 2002. And then a year later, yeah, you lost to the Bucks. Yeah, and another year later, you lost to the Panthers. And you want to talk about 28-3. Philadelphia Eagles fans, you're the most disgusting fan base in the NFL. First, you lose, all right, 3 championships in a row, NFC championships in a row. That's never, the Falcons have never done that. But you want to talk about 28-3. Not only that, let's go back to a little bit of history. You guys remember this guy named Reggie White? Yeah, Reggie White, one of the greatest, the Minnesota defense, one of the greatest defensive linemen in the history of the game, arguably the greatest of all time. That man could do everything. He can play every position on the line and play it well. Y'all let him walk because you guys did not want to pay him. Not only that, the team that we beat, in 1998. Yeah, this is a certain player, a certain wide receiver on that offense. That you guys let go because you guys didn't really see and what he was and what he could be. And granted, he had issues off the field, but yeah, y'all let him walk too. Who is this guy? Anybody know? Anybody in the Falcons organization know who this guy I'm referring to? One of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Yes, that guy. Chris Carter. One of the greatest wide receivers of all time. You guys not only couldn't keep Reggie White, but you couldn't keep Chris Carter. Went on to be one of the greatest receivers of all time. And you want to come to my channel and say our channel, right? Y'all want to come to our channel and say that, guess what? Yeah, Matt. Yeah. Mike, your channel, you should be embarrassed by this channel. You should be embarrassed by this. Oh my God. It's things like this that makes me wonder if a lot of you guys in Philadelphia have brain cells. And I like, honestly, I don't know how and why Matt Ryan is even, why he was born there. Maybe his parents, they fled from another state. Maybe they fled from another country. But I can almost guarantee that, nobody really wants to live in Philly. Okay, I can guarantee that. Like I said before, man, Eagles fans, I don't know what's your problem. But when you have a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, not only do you draft the wrong guy in Carson Wentz, you make him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the history of the game. And maybe not even 2-3 years later, y'all end up trading him. Getting in an NFL record, okay? An NFL record for cap hit. The NFL cap hit was about $35 million, okay? All right? $35 million cap hit on a quarterback that is no longer with the team, and you're going to be eating that contract for years to come. Not only that, the year before that, y'all draft a guy in Jalen Hurts that was destined to be a 4th and 5th round pick, and you pick him in the 2nd round. Now, this is no shot at Jalen Hurts, all right? I think he's a wonderful person, but when it comes down to having an arm talent, I just don't see why he is a star. I don't understand why he's there. I don't understand what's the point. I've seen him at Oklahoma, and he's nothing more than a college player. I'm just going to be honest. I could very well be wrong. I've been wrong before. But when I look at Jalen Hurts, I don't see anything special besides he runs real fast. And maybe that's the reason why you guys wanted to have, maybe you guys needed that. Maybe that's what you want in a quarterback. Maybe you want to relive Donovan McNabb failures over and over again. Donovan McNabb, look, he has a problem with T.O., and he was the main reason why the Philadelphia Eagles sucked over and over and over again. All right. Yeah, he put up good numbers, but at this time, he did nothing but fail. And you guys want to come out and take shots at Matt Ryan? Out of all the teams in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles and their horrid history of drafting quarterbacks. All right. The only good quarterback to ever come out of that. And I totally forgot about this. This just really came across. Not only that, the two Eagles in that NFC Championship against the Falcons playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. Randall Cunningham and Chris Carter. Yeah. Y'all end up letting him go as well. So you guys have had three Hall of Fame quality and Hall of Fame quality quarterback players in Randall Cunningham, Chris Carter, and Reggie White. And every last one of those guys end up going somewhere else. Yet you want to point the finger at Matt Ryan. Take a shot at Matt Ryan. When your quarterback in Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, Donovan McNabb have been nothing but failures. They've done nothing. They will not go into the Hall of Fame for anything. Yep. You want to take a shot at Matt Ryan. But like I said before, when it all comes down to it, man, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I've never met one decent Philadelphia Eagles fan. Either they were too stupid or they just don't even they into highlights. That was probably the greatest thing in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles fan base to ever happen by getting our leftovers and Michael Vick. That's probably the best thing that have ever happened to Philadelphia Eagles fans, or signing Mike Vick to a deal and making him a quarterback. More thanks to Andy Reid for that than anything. But when it all comes down to it, these are the things that we talk about. And what up, goddammit? I already know who it is, all right? Yeah, and the 6-man K Styles brings up this point. The Super Bowl MVP, the guy Nick Foles. I don't know why y'all call him Big Dick Nick, but that's for me. That's obviously has to be a Philadelphia thing. I don't know nothing about Big Dick Nick. I would never call another man Big Dick Nick. I don't know why y'all do that, but maybe that's a Philadelphia thing. But that's neither here nor there. And he was gone in 2 years. So Philadelphia Eagles, you guys have had nothing but a history of absolute failure. You are failures. You're talking about the Atlanta Falcons and our failures. And yes, we've had failures. But I would much rather have failures in the Super Bowl than not even get there 3 years in a row. There's never been one time. All right. There's never been one time where the Atlanta Falcons have had 3 straight appearances to the NFC Championship and we've not won. We are 1-1. We're 2-1 in NFC Championship. 2-1 in NFC Championships. Not 0-3. 3 years straight, the Falcons, the Eagles lost. Yeah. The man's name is Big Dick Nick. And here is the clown right here. Oh, my gosh. Failure says the man who never seen the Super Bowl. I could have sworn. See, this is what we're talking about. Philadelphia Eagles fans who have a podcast and can't tell you anything about anything. He can't tell you anything about anything. Doesn't know a lick of football, but you want to say failure says the man who never seen the Super Bowl. This is just again, this is what we're talking about. You barely won to begin with. It took for the defensive lineman, okay? You guys, it was an absolute, the exact same thing that happened to the Atlanta Falcons. You got lucky when you got the sack against Tom Brady. They gave up 500 yards total plus in the Super Bowl, and you want to brag about barely getting a win. If the Falcons make one tackle, the Falcons win the Super Bowl. If you don't get that sack on Tom Brady, guess what, Philadelphia fans? You lose. So when it all comes down to it, it's a game of chance. You did not blow out the Eagles. You did not blow out the Patriots. Tom Brady had one of his greatest accomplishments in Super Bowl history against the Philadelphia Eagles. And you come in here and talk about a team win when your defense couldn't do anything. The same defense that was supposed to stop the Atlanta Falcons, right? The same defense that was supposed to stop the Atlanta Falcons this year in the first game. Yeah, it's the same defense, according to you guys. You got Darius Slay, and we already saw what the Falcons have done to Darius Slay every time they play Detroit. That's a whole nother thing. Big play Slay. The guy that got traded from Detroit. How do you get traded from Detroit? Can anybody know anybody outside of Darius Slay? Can anybody know? Can anyone tell me anything about that Philadelphia Eagles besides Fletcher Cox? Gardner? The same Ford 11. And they wouldn't look, they couldn't even win the game. They tied the game. They tied a game. They couldn't score, they couldn't stop anybody. 4-11 and a tie. How the hell do you end up in a tie in the NFL game? But that's Philadelphia Eagles fans for you. Somehow this clown got a YouTube channel. I know how he got it. He got it because of the dude that I will never utter his name on this podcast, but y'all know him. He had over 1 million subscribers. And a lot of these guys have gone to the Philly podcast. Again, I don't know why a man would name himself Philly, but that's a whole nother conversation. A grown man calling himself Philly. The Philly podcast. That makes a lot of sense. Maybe that's a Philadelphia thing, right? But that's neither here nor there. But we have never had continuous success. So, okay. I don't know what that means, but y'all beat us in the playoffs because Neil kicked the ball in the air. I know what he's trying to do. All right, look. If you want to come on right now, I will send you the invite. All right, you in my world, partner. Even if I go to your channel, all right, I will roast your ass there too. This is what I do. All right, Mr. Philly. You and your grand total of 2,000 subscribers, but I'm not going to say our second channel here, all right, is almost up to that. But I'm not bragging out here. The great one is not bragging whatsoever, all right? Let's talk about, but enough about subscribers. What about your football knowledge? All right, what about your football knowledge? Because obviously you completely forgot about the fact that you lost 3 NFC championships in a row, but you're bragging on the Falcons losing 28-3. This is what I do. If you want the link, let's do it right now. All right. I need reasons why the Atlanta Falcons should be feared or should fear the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. And we got to show tonight. Do not forget right after this. All right, I'm gonna go into about 8:50, 7:50, so we can hand this thing off to your boy Twisted T. All right. No, don't. I can no. Don't go to Twitter. You can stay right here. I can put the link in the comments, Mister Philly Philly. All right, we're gonna come. We're gonna bring you on. We're gonna bring you on the show right now, and you're gonna. I'm gonna give you the floor, and you're gonna give me reasons as to why the Falcons are going to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, and why a 4-11 team with a rookie starting quarterback for the most part. He got benched last year, but that's a whole nother thing. But he 4-11, all right, worse than the conference, and a lot of people are, and I'm about to drop the link in the chat right now. We're gonna see how knowledgeable this guy is. Okay, gonna see how knowledgeable this guy is. I'm gonna give him the floor, and he's gonna enlighten the great one. All right, he's gonna enlighten the great one. All right, let's see what this guy has. If he has the guts to come on and tell me why the Falcons should fear the Philadelphia Eagles, who's poised and picked to be absolute last in their own division by many of experts, and not me. I'm not saying anything about it. I do know that you have a rookie quarterback for the most part. He hasn't had one complete season as an NFL quarterback, and somehow the Falcons are going to get blown out by the Eagles. And look, anything is possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but Mr. Philly Philly, whatever your name is, all right, don't come to Twitter. All right, let's get on here. The link is in the chat. Let's get it. Because obviously you know something about football that I don't know. All right. Something is obviously something that I don't know. All right, Mr. Philly Philly, if you got it again, there's it again. If you need it again, he's gotten quiet. I don't know where he's been. He hasn't dropped anything. Where's Mr. Look, Eagles for life. Oh, now all of a sudden these guys don't want to talk. We're not talking. We're going to see Sunday. This is exactly what happens. When you put these guys on the spot, tell them to come on the show, they don't want to do it. They end up running away. And here's another guy. The Falcons will be no higher than 25th or so. Very much so. All right. There's anything can happen in this league. Injuries happen. A lot of things happen. All right. A lot of things can happen. So anybody, you can see, granted, anybody, all right, in the league. Anything can happen in this league. We've seen before when the Atlanta Falcons in 2018, and it's kind of interesting that I brought up 2018. We had 4 defensive starters. Okay, this is another embarrassing fact. Okay, this is another embarrassing fact. The Falcons 2018, we had 3 defensive players. All right, 3 defensive players in 2018. All of those guys were on injury reserve. Right? Why am I bringing that up? Why would man might bring up that? All right. Why would man might bring up 2018 playing against the Philadelphia Eagles? Why would I bring that up? Why would I bring that up? Anybody in the comments want to know why I would bring that up? And here go Chad Garrison. Of course you would. As a Niners fan, Eagles will whoop that. I don't know what that means, but But a lot of people cracking jokes, but I see absolutely no. Like, where are the facts? It looks like all of the looks like all the fans have gone. All right, I don't know where they gone, but the Eagles fans. All right, give me a second, Mister Philly. Um, you said it's not showing up in the chat. Is it not showing up, bro? I'm not going on that bullshit. You can't even give facts over here. Why would I go to your channel? I'm doing big, pretty good over here. You need me. I don't need you, partner. That's the reason why you came to my channel talking crap because you need publicity. You do things my way over here. All right. That's what happens over here, bro. You got to play with you're in the house of the big dog. The big dogs, you got to put up a G before you even get on here. All right. I don't appear on channels no less than 5,000. All right, especially outside of the Atlanta Falcons. You got to have at least 5,000 subs before you even appear on this show. I appear on your show. All right. So let's just get this right.
Hey, Mike.
But
Hey, Mike. If he can hit you, hello.
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. It's not posting in the chat, so he's gonna hit you up on Twitter or something. That's probably the only way we can get it in there.
Well,
For some reason,
just put it on Twitter.
yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat again, but I think that it's blocking it on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you can and cannot do. You're more than welcome to come on. Um, but again, you got to be prepared. All right. And like I said before, I don't appear on shows outside the Atlanta Falcons if you have nothing to offer me. And obviously, I have nothing. Um, the Philadelphia Eagles have absolutely nothing to offer me whatsoever. So, uh, give us a few minutes. Again, we're gonna try to put it. Hit him up on Twitter. And Mr. Philadelphia fan, whatever his name is, Philly, he's gonna tell us why the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts is going to destroy the Atlanta Falcons. So, Mr. Philly, I don't want to hear the same thing I've heard before over and over again. We got Fletcher Cox. We got this. We got that. We got Fletcher Cox because that's the only thing that you can come up with. We got Fletcher Cox. You got Devontae Smith. He's a rookie, so I'm assuming that you're saying that Devontae Smith is going to destroy AJ Terrell. You're telling me that Deion Jones, Grady Jarrett is not going to be able to handle a Philadelphia Eagles offensive line with just Jason Kelce. I'm assuming that's what you're telling me. So this is going to be a civil debate. All right. None of that yelling and screaming, cutting people off. You're going to come on here and tell me why the Philadelphia Eagles are going to destroy, in your words, are going to destroy the Atlanta Falcons. So everybody stay tuned. All right. We got about 20 minutes before we can get this done. So I can hand this off to Twisted T. You guys check him out. But Mr. Philly going to come in and tell us why the Atlanta Falcons are going to get destroyed. All right. This is his words. This is all the Philadelphia Eagles fans. This is them. This is their. All right. This is their words. The Falcons are going to get blown out. Even Chad Garrison No, Chad, don't try to milk it up now. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you can't provide absolute facts and stats behind and reasons why, I don't care about people's feelings. If you feel like the Eagles would beat the Falcons, there's got to be a reason why. A logical reason why. When you look at the Philadelphia Eagles roster, how are they going to handle Matt Ryan? How are they going to hold not only Calvin Ridley, but Mike Davis? How are their linebackers are going to hold Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst? Who is going to make, all right, who is going to take advantage of a young guy? All right, who's going to take advantage of a young AJ Terrell and a veteran safety tandem and Harmon and Eric Harris? I want to know why. I want to know the absolute reasons. I don't want to hear about your feelings. I don't want to hear about none of that. This is absolute facts. All right? So, Mr. Philly, let's see.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
I'm living the dream, man. I love how upset I got you guys right now. This is kind of amazing.
This is what we're not gonna do. This is what we're not gonna do. This is not.
Hey, that was just my intro. That was just my intro. We can talk facts now.
That's not how we do. That's not how we do things over here. All right, we come here with the stats and the facts. We don't do the trolling.
Okay, we can talk now. We can talk now.
Fact guy over here. I don't know how y'all do things over in Philadelphia, but we don't troll. We stick to the facts, the stats, and the truth. So let's hear the facts, the stats, and the truth. How will the Atlanta Falcons lose to the Philadelphia Eagles?
Because you have zero to be afraid of. You guys have Mike. Can I talk though? Can I talk, my dude?
What are we talking about?
I said two words and you got triggered. So I mean, you let me know when I can talk.
Having feelings has nothing to do with the game. I want to know scheme-wise, player with the roster that you guys have, how are the Atlanta Falcons are going to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles with a rookie quarterback? He has not had 1 year complete at the helm.
Are you done yet? Are you done? Are you good now? Can I talk?
Let's go.
Okay, I can talk now. You sure? You got your feelings out? Okay, so peep game. Your whole team is built on your offense. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So your defense is your marquee. The defense is what you guys hold your hat on.
When you look at the Atlanta Falcons defense, the Falcons have 2 Pro Bowl, all pro defensive players, and Grady Jarrett and Deion Jones. So
as do we.
And Foye Oluokun was an alternate. So we flexing off Pro Bowl. So your defense is better than your offense. That's what I'm trying to ask you. Is your defense or is your offense what wins you games? Look. We're talking about, you said the defense.
I'm asking you a question so I can get to my point.
Okay, let's get to your point.
Answer my question. Is your offense or your defense the marquee of your team?
At this point in time, it's still up in the air because we have a new offensive coordinator. So it's still up in the air.
Okay, listen, I'm not a Falcons fan, but if you can't admit that your offense is what runs your team, then I don't know what to tell you. But the reason I ask, hold on. The reason that I ask is because
this is a new team. This is a new team under Dean Pease. Dean Pease is one of the greatest defensive coordinators in the history of the game. So we don't know at this point. We could talk about the history in the past or what it was.
I tried to talk history with you, and you got mad. You called it a kindergarten conversation once I started bringing up Super Bowls. But all trolls aside, let me just say the reason why I asked that, the reason why I bring that up is because the Philadelphia Eagles, our defense is our marquee. Our defensive line is our marquee. Our run defense is our marquee. Is our pass game, our secondary, a little bit suspect? Yes. Do we have Darius Slay? Do we have Steven Nelson? Do we have Avonte Maddox, who have all had separately very good years? Obviously, Darius Slay was at one point a top 5 cornerback. Was he last year? No, I'm not saying he was. But why I bring this up is because your best attribute is your offense. Our best attribute is our defense. If you look at our games outside of, I want to say it's 2019, where you guys put up a bunch of points. When you look at our games, they're low-scoring games. So if I'm going into a low-scoring game, I'm taking my team. I don't care if I have a rookie quarterback. I don't care if I have all these question marks you want to bring up. Yes, we have a Devontae Smith who's a Heisman winner. So do I think that Devontae Smith can take care of AJ Terrell? Let's look at some college tape. He probably did it in college. So what's different? Who outside of AJ Terrell on your defense should scare me? Who outside of Calvin Ridley on your offense should scare me? I'm not afraid of your running game. I'm not afraid of Matt Ryan, who can't score the touchdown against us. I'm not afraid of that. You want to talk about history. You want to talk about stats. You want to talk about scheme. Just as much as you can say that your team is new, our team is brand new as well. So what's the difference of you saying that you have a new scheme so we don't know, and me saying we have a new scheme so we don't know? What's the difference there? You're using an excuse, and then when I say it's an excuse, it just doesn't make sense. Makes no sense.
The major difference is when you look at the history of the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has done the best. We're talking about defense. We're talking about pass rushes. When we talk about pressure rates, Matt Ryan ranks above. He ranks in the top 3 in quarterback at getting the ball out under pressure. So if that's your best attribute and one of your weakest point on defense is pass defense, how are you going to stop Calvin Ridley? How are you going to match up with not
our
only
defensive line? Just the same way, the same name.
No. We're talking
who's
about
Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts ain't done nothing in this league yet.
We're going. Now, hold on. You're still talking about what you guys can do. All right. You're talking about what you can do on the defensive line. How are you going to match up with Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, with that linebacker crew that you guys have? Who's going to hold up with Hayden Hurst? Who's going to hold up with Kyle Pitts? Who's going to do that?
Yeah, all right, my turn. All right, cool. So, peep game. I'm not afraid of any of your guys. Calvin Ridley, yes.
You're still talking about what you're not afraid of. Answer the question. Who's going to match up with Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst?
Listen, like I said, Calvin Ridley, yes, I do believe he's probably going to eat us up. I said this on my
question. Who is going to match up? You got 3 linebackers. Which of those linebackers are going to match up with Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst? Do you have anybody?
It's gonna be a group effort. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a group effort. That's what it's got to be. I just did. You asked me who's gonna be on him. I said it's gonna be a group effort. What are you talking about, my guy? Atlanta doesn't like. What's going on over here? Do you want to just have your subscribers think you're tough or something like, or do you want to talk football? Because we can do either one. Just let me know where we are right now. Because I have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to give you facts.
What's the
you're just upset
of your defense? What's the weakest links of your defense?
I told you our secondary. I told you our secondary is our weak link. But we also are at our weak link. We have 2 former Pro Bowlers, 1 former All-Pro. So if we're going off the past as you are,
you just admitted that the weakest link is your secondary. What is our strength as an offense?
Is your passing, but you didn't want to admit that in the beginning, and that's what I was trying to tell you, is that your passing game is good.
No, this is not what we're talking about. You're talking about a whole new scheme. Arthur Smith, man. when you talk about this offense, what Arthur Smith is as a play caller, Arthur Smith does not call plays. He's a balanced play caller. So the offense may be completely different from what it was in the past. This is the reason why
you're not running on us. You're not running on us. You're not running on us. If you're trying to get to the point that you think that you're going to balance, your offense is going to be balanced against us, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to pass. We've had a top 5 run defense.
What was your guys' rankings last year?
What was our for what? For defense, for run defense, pass defense, for what? Defense in general?
Yeah, just defense in general.
I believe we were top 17. We were like number 19 as a pass defense and we were like number 5, something like that, as a run defense.
So you guys, you're holding your hat on being able to stop a run when that's not our strength.
You just said that you're going to be balanced. Like, wait, I don't get where you're trying to go with this, because every time I just said that our weakest strength, our weakest link is our secondary. So I think that your passing game will kill us. But then your response was that your running game is going to be the thing. So I don't really get where you're going. You're backtracking, my guy. You're backtracking.
This is different play calling. This is not the same Atlanta Falcons for last year. So I can't hang my hat on what we did in the past. You are.
But to sit here, okay, I understand that, and I agree with that. I completely understand that, and I'm on the same train with my Eagles that I'm not 100% sure what this offense will be. I know what this defense will be, and that's the point I'm trying to make, that you should know what your passing game should be. You should know that should still probably be your strength. Whether or not he wants to run the ball is a different story. Our defense has been a top 5 run stop defense in the league for the past 4 or 5 years. I don't see that changing. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Is this the same crew? So you're holding an entire game. You're holding an entire game on being able to stop the run when the Falcons' strength, based on last year, we're basing this on the past. Their strength has been passing game. Even without Julio. Julio Jones missed 9 games last year. So he was a non-factor in our passing game. All right? Let's just make that clear. Julio Jones has not been a major contributor in this offense in the last 2 years because of injuries. And you are holding your hat on being able to beat the Atlanta Falcons on run defense.
No, I'm not saying that's how we're going to beat you. What I'm saying is that
with a weak secondary, you just admitted that your secondary is the weakness. This has been our strength, and you're holding your team.
What was your strength in 2019 when you guys lost to us in the playoffs?
Yeah.
What was your strength in 2019?
2019 when we had.
No, I did. What was your strength back then? It was the pass game, right?
Yeah, y'all caught us when we had 3. We're talking about we had 3 defensive players on IR, and you still barely won that.
You're talking about 2017, or you're talking about 2017 now?
2017, Keanu Neal and
so you're saying that we won because of injuries when we had our left tackle out, we had our middle linebacker out, we had our quarterback out. So, but you lost because of injuries. But go off, bro. Go off, please. Please.
This is what we're talking about.
Please,
this is exactly what you're holding. Look, you're talking about defense. All right. We're talking about defense. What about your offense? We're talking about offense. How are you going to put up even more points?
I feel very confident. I mean, look, we put up points against the Saints. Are you guys the Saints? I beg not. I highly doubt that. Well, I definitely think that Jalen Hurts can put up points against you guys. I'm sorry. What's that?
We're talking about pass. This is not the same Falcons defense.
First of all, let me know if this sounds familiar. Your defense is mad soft. You're not going to be able to hold our offensive line. Let's be real about that. Every Falcons fan that I've ever spoken to has admitted that you guys are small and soft on defense. You guys are fast. I'll give you that, but fast doesn't do much when we're going to be running the ball down your throat. Like we have 2 or 3 all-world offensive linemen. Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and Brandon Brooks are all 3 top 5 in their position, if not higher. You're not going to be able to hold us. Grady Jarrett is not going to do much against us. I can almost guarantee you that.
Wow, this man. Oh my gosh. You really just said that. That really came out of your mouth.
I said it. I'll say it twice. Grady Jarrett is not doing anything against us.
Look, you guys couldn't score. You guys could not score more than 20 points on the defense. You said that was soft,
and you lost. Why do you care so much? Why do you care so much about stats?
All the games close came to one possession or 2.
Bro, we didn't have our quarterback that game. So the game that you're saying that you lost because of the game that you said that you lost because of injuries, we didn't have the most important player on the field. Yet you're saying because we didn't score more than 20 points. You didn't win. So your starting quarterback couldn't score more than 20 points. So what is the point? What point are you trying to make? You literally were on here talking about how the Eagles got lucky to win a Super Bowl. You guys never won a Super Bowl. You literally said that if you guys had one tackle, you guys would have won the Super Bowl, and then went on the other side and said we got lucky because we had that one tackle. Please stop. Please stop. I mean, look,
this is what we're talking about.
You got a great channel, bro, but at least be a little bit realistic.
Hold on. This is what you're talking about. You're saying with a rookie quarterback at the helm, that Philadelphia is going to be able to score on the Dean Pease defense.
Definitely. I see it 24-10. Definitely.
Where are the mismatches? Like, who are you going to take advantage of on this defense?
I don't know who's your second corner, but I don't see anybody holding up with Quez. I don't see anybody holding up with Jalen Reagor. I don't see anybody holding. Who's going to hold down Dallas Goedert? Who's going to hold down Zach Ertz? See, you bring up Kyle Pitts, but Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz have actually done it.
I literally just stated you have Foye Oluokun, who is a Pro Bowl caliber player, as well as
caliber. We're talking Pro Bowl caliber. He ain't never made it, but he's got that caliber.
Did you not see Foye last year? Did you not see Foye Oluokun? You trying to tell me that he's not a Pro Bowl caliber player? Did you not?
I don't even know who the hell he is, bro. He wasn't in the Pro Bowl. I don't know who's bringing up the Pro Bowl.
This is exactly.
If you bring up the Pro Bowl, he probably should have made it, right? Like how you gonna sit here and say some stuff that has no base, bro? Come on, man. Just because you like your players. Okay, so all right, this is what we're gonna do then. Quez Watkins is a Pro Bowl caliber player. Boom. Devontae Smith is a Hall of Fame type player because he won a Heisman. So we could just say baseless stuff because we watched them, right? All right, bet.
Baseless stuff? Did you not? Let's
you just basically say that he's great.
No, this is what he was. This ain't what I'm talking about. This is what he was. All right.
Where did you guys rank? Where did you guys rank in defense last year?
We're talking about Pro Bowl caliber players.
Okay, but where did you guys rank in defense? Since you guys had these Pro Bowl caliber players, you must have been a great ranked defense.
What does that matter? When
you asked me that question, I can't ask you that.
We're talking about a team. We're talking about a team in itself.
Oh man,
how are you?
You love to move that goalpost, bro. You love to move that goalpost. So let me ask you this. So all right, your question was, what is our mismatches? Basically everywhere on our offense. I don't see anybody stopping Dallas Goedert. I don't see anybody on your defensive line getting the best.
Not with Deion and Foye Oluokun. You trying to tell me that Deion?
So you're telling me you got to pick somebody. You got to pick your poison. If you're gonna try and man everybody up, then we're gonna run the ball down your throat. If you try to put 8 in the box because you're soft and your linebackers can't stop the run, guess what? We're gonna go over the top. Like either way, I don't see you guys beating us. I just don't. I don't think you guys are that good.
You're talking about you being able to stop a run. How are you guys going to pass on the Atlanta Falcons? How are you going to be able to stop these guys?
I mean, my man put up 300 plus yards last year against Arizona with no wide receivers. I feel confident with giving him Devontae Smith and Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert and Jalen Reagor, and the list goes on. I mean, realistically, he put up points against the Saints with no team. Like, I feel confident with this guy. I do feel confident with this guy.
Content with who? Who is this?
Confident with Jalen Hurts.
Jalen
Hurts put up. Jalen. Did you watch him last year?
This is the exact same thing. This is exactly how Carson Wentz started out. He started out hot because nobody had any film on him, and he started out. And once the league caught up with him, he became what he is now.
My man, Carson Wentz started off 7-9 and then won a Super Bowl the next year. What are you talking about, my guy? Why, my guy? Congratulations on the channel and everything, bro. But I'm sorry, you make no sense. You just talking out of your feelings, and that's cool.
You talking about Zach Ertz, and Dallas
who broke records. Yeah,
who broke records.
Zach Ertz broke records. Dallas Goedert was ranked the second best blocking tight end behind Garrett. But go ahead.
Yeah, Deion broke out records also. Yeah, he has the most.
Deion Jones.
Yeah, he's broke records too. He has the most.
Ain't nobody scared about Deion Jones. Deion Jones ain't doing nothing against us. Deion Jones ain't done nothing against us, man. DeMarcus Lawrence had great years. He ain't do nothing against us for the guy. Like that's what I'm saying. You got to look at our team and put your team against ours. Don't just say that. Oh, I like our team because he's got this caliber. You haven't done anything.
The running game. You're talking about where you are. Is this not a game about scheme? This is not a game about play calling. This isn't a game about matchups. And you're telling me that the matchups are favorable when you said that the weak link of your team is your secondary and the strength of our team is our receivers, and you're trying to tell me that the Atlanta Falcons.
So you think one position group is what's going to win this whole game?
No. We're talking about. I just literally just named 4 guys right off 3 games right off the top.
Okay, and I named off our whole offense. I mean,
not even the most important guy is the quarterback.
So you think your defense can stop Miles Sanders? You think your defense can stop our running game? When have you been a good run defense?
We've held the Chiefs in check. Your guys.
The Chiefs ain't even a run defense, like a run offense. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
Did you not see what this is the same Atlanta Falcons defense did to the Super Bowl and the #1 offense in the league? You're trying to tell me that you, with that offense, with that quarterback,
so one game is who you are. How many games did you guys win last year? How many games did your defense play?
The same amount that you guys did.
Okay, but I'm asking you, how often was your defense playing like that?
How often? What do you mean talking about?
Like, how often can you picked out one game and said, you see what we did? We had one good game too. We held the Saints in check. We held the couple teams in check. That don't mean that we were great last year.
Yeah, we blew out the Saints too. But again, we're talking about a defense in Philadelphia with a quarterback like Matt Ryan. Is Matt Ryan not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL?
Top 5?
Of course. Name
no, he's not. He's not, bro. He's not. He's definitely not.
What's your top?
I'm not gonna go into a top 5, bro. The main reason of why I'm here is because you're. I honestly, I went into your comments. So check game. I went into your comments to try. You, bro. I respect that you have, this faith in your team, bro.
No, we're not.
But if you can't talk football, because every point I bring up, you want to bring up a new point. We literally went from why the Eagles will beat you guys to who my top 5 quarterbacks is. Like, can we keep the goal in one spot, my guy? Can we talk about one thing, my guy?
This is what we're talking about.
We're talking about top 5 quarterbacks. Is that what we came here for?
You're diminishing the value of a quarterback based on your feelings.
I never diminished that, bro. I literally said that the only thing I would give you is Calvin Ridley and Matt Ryan. I literally started this off and asked you, is your passing game your marquee? And you couldn't answer that. You couldn't answer that. So if anybody, you're diminishing your quarterback. You couldn't say that your team is a pass-first quarterback team. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. I heard what you said. You heard what you said. I just can't get behind what you're saying, man. A top 5 quarterback, Matt Ryan. Okay, come on. Like we can have fun and we can get jestful and we can say things that we really don't mean. But when you say stuff like that, it just shows me. I'm just, it is what it is. Hold on. You can say, you got your subscribers. You want to pout your chest out and say whatever you want. That's cool. But reality is a bitch.
Reality is a bitch, and this is what we're talking about. We're talking about quarterback. If the quarterback position is not the most important position in the league,
it is. It definitely is.
Okay,
it definitely is.
With that being said, has Matt Ryan been one of the most consistent quarterback year after year, no matter what type of talent he has on?
He's put up numbers. Yeah, he's definitely put up numbers.
Has he been one of the most?
He hasn't consistently won. No,
of course.
He's put up numbers.
Winning is a team accomplishment. That has nothing to do with the quarterback.
But you just said 5 minutes ago that you were going to win because of your quarterback. You're literally trying to make a whole point behind your quarterback.
This is let me lay it out.
Go ahead.
This is what we're talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. if the quarterback position is the most important position on the team on football, how are you so confident in a quarterback that has not done it consistently?
He's shown me enough. He's shown me enough that he can play this game. And
this is what we're talking about.
Can I not talk, my guy? Can I not talk, my guy? Can I not talk, my guy? I feel like I'm talking to a 13-year-old relationship right now, bro. You just cutting me off. Like, can we talk? Are we gonna have a back and forth? Or
this is what
like at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts, like I said, if you look at his game, his sample size, he was up and down last year. But
this is exactly what we're talking about with Carson Wentz. Sample size. This is what we're talking about, sample size.
My guy, in 2 years, Carson Wentz did more with his career than Matt Ryan, my dude. If we really want to be real. The Atlanta Falcons have been absolutely nobody for their whole entire franchise. Like, realistically, y'all have done zero.
What you just said.
Zero. Carson Wentz has done more in those 2 years than Matt Ryan has ever done in his career.
You mean take a team?
I'll say it in Spanish. Do you know how to say that in Spanish, babe?
We're talking about.
I'll get it translated, my guy. You want me to do that?
Carson Wentz. You said Carson Wentz has done more
in the 2 years.
2 years. Than Matt Ryan has done in his whole career.
Facts.
So, let me go down the list right here. So
I'll take Nick Foles over Matt Ryan. Shout out to Jeff Bone.
No.
Shout out to all my subscribers because I need you, right? But shout out to all my subscribers.
No.
Shout out to them.
We're gonna go down the list. Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. All right. Let's go down the list. Did Carson Wentz win an MVP?
Did Carson Wentz have a Super Bowl ring?
Answer the question.
Did Carson Wentz lead his team to a Super Bowl ring? Did Matt Ryan? Did Matt Ryan give up a 28-3 lead?
Bro, what are you talking about?
Nick Foles did that. Nick Foles won 11 games that year. Nick Foles was on pace to be the MVP that year.
You're going to say Carson Wentz did that? You're going to say Carson Wentz did that?
I mean, he did, right? He got us to the playoffs, right? That's what his job was, right?
Wow. This dude here said Carson.
You just said that Matt Ryan is a top 5 quarterback with 0 rings. With 0 rings. That man has how many playoff wins? He had 1 year that he got a couple playoff wins.
What does ring have to do with the top quarterback? A ring is a team accomplishment.
But just 5 seconds, like, all right, pick one. Is a ring, all right, is it a team accomplishment winning, or is it on your team? Is it just one person? Because you said that we were going to lose because of one person being Matt Ryan, who I said is good. I'm sitting here telling you Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley are the only 2 people that I'm afraid of.
I said
that's literally what you said.
No, that's not what I said. Let me tell you what I said. What I said was, if Matt Ryan and the quarterback position is the most important position on the team, on any team, if the quarterback position and if your strength or your weaknesses on your defense is your secondary, and Matt Ryan has consistently shown that he can defeat any secondary, whether you top 5 or top 1, even the top ranked defense, he has destroyed all of those. How are you, with the lack of depth, not only in your secondary, but as your linebacking core?
We have 7 linebackers, my guy. What are you talking about?
7 linebackers?
You have 7 linebackers on this squad. That's not no lack of depth. Who's going to match up
with Calvin Ridley? Who's going to match up with Kyle?
As I said before, it is going to be a group effort. I would not be surprised to see Darius Slay shadowing Calvin Ridley. If that does not work, they'll probably try and change it up. But at this point, it's probably going to be Calvin Ridley and Darius Slay. It's probably going to be Steven Nelson and Kyle Pitts. Maybe Russell Gage and Avonte Maddox. They're going to play it by ear. It is what it is. Like I've said, our secondary is a weakness. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's weak enough that you're going to just kill us. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that.
Let me ask you a question. Did you see what Darius Slay did to Calvin Ridley what Calvin Ridley did to Darius Slay last year?
My guy, I'm telling you that I think that Calvin Ridley is going to have a good. What do you? I don't get what you're trying to do. I've literally said 10 times that your passing game is your marquee. That's literally what I'm saying.
You're talking about. This is a game of being able to score points, right, and get yards.
And we've done that.
If this is, you guys average what, about 19 points last year? About 19 points.
We have a new, just like you said, we have a new quarterback, new system, right? So that's your excuse. That's my excuse. I don't get what you're trying to get to. I don't get the point you're trying to make.
You don't understand. How can you not understand if the quarterback that you have is inexperienced? How are you going to win this game if you have a quarterback that's inconsistent?
You know, I heard that same statement right before we went against the number one defense, and we found a way then. And you guys are not no number one defense. So I definitely have, like I said, I have faith in our quarterback and the players that we have out there. I'm not even a Sixers fan. So everybody bringing up the Sixers like that hurts.
We literally gave Tampa Bay the blueprint to beat the Chiefs. Okay, with the exact same defense that you said was soft. This is the same defense.
You know what beat the Chiefs is they had no freaking linemen. If you don't want to watch the game and put it in context, that's fine. But you're just literally taking stuff and spinning it like, oh, the Falcons did this. You guys didn't win a Super Bowl. I don't know what the hell the difference, the comparison between you and Bucks is. There's none.
You just brought up the Saints. You just brought up individual games.
Exactly. Yeah, because we played them. You're sitting here saying that because you guys played the Chiefs and did well against them in one game, that's why people can beat them in the Super Bowl. No, they got beat because they didn't have any of their tackles. But if you didn't watch the game,
what are you talking about? They lost their tackles.
They didn't have their tackles. They had their tackles in the Super Bowl.
Yes,
they had their offensive line healthy in the Super Bowl.
We're talking about the Falcons game.
We're going to talk about the fact, like, this is what I'm talking about. You literally just brought up the Bucks versus the Kansas City Chiefs and said that you guys gave them the game plan to stop their offense. My retort was that you guys didn't play that game and the Kansas City Chiefs lost because they had no O-line. Now, when you get faced with that fact, it's looking you in your face. You say, never mind, let's talk about something else. That's what you've been doing for the past half hour, my guy.
What you are saying and what you're saying is that with this defense, you said we have no defense, we have a soft defense, we don't have anything on defense. All right, with your young quarterback, that we are not going to be able to stop a Jalen Hurts when we've held the number one offense and the Chiefs.
One time.
17 points. That's
one time, and that was last year. Like, you don't know what Jalen Hurts is. Just as much as you tell me I don't have. Just as much as you tell me I don't have, listen, I've talked to people on the field. I've talked to people that work for the team. I've talked to these players. I know what I'm talking about with Jalen Hurts. Like, trust me, I'm not sitting here saying he's going to be the all-world quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and be the best player that's ever touched the football field. What I'm saying is we have enough to beat your defense because your defense is small and soft. You are fast. That's about it. Deion Jones is small and fast. He's not that big. He's like, what, 6'1" at the most? Like, realistically, like, let's be real. How big is Grady Jarrett? Grady Jarrett's even undersized for a defensive tackle. Like, let's be real.
He's 305, 310.
All right, so that's a little bit big. I mean, but realistically, that's still kind of a little bit small for an inside guy. I mean, it is what it is. He makes his money, and I'm not hating on the dude. But realistically, there's nothing on your team that makes me sit here and say we can't beat them. There's nothing. We've beaten you before. When we play you, it usually becomes our type of game, which is a low-scoring game. And if it becomes that again, I see us putting up 24. I see you putting up 10. I see the Philadelphia Eagles being 1-0. That's where I'm at.
Okay, so when it all comes down to it, all right, this is what it all comes down to it. You're confident in a rookie quarterback.
I'm confident in our defense.
Hold on. No. Hold on. Let me paint the picture. We're talking about a rookie quarterback that he's going to be able to manage the game and not make a lot of turnovers. You're confident in that?
Yeah, definitely.
You're confident in the running game?
Definitely. Hell yeah.
You're confident
against your team.
In the tight ends?
Oh, hell yeah. Especially against the tight end.
You're confident in the offensive line?
Oh, hell yeah. If healthy, we have a top 5.
What are you not confident in?
The only thing, and I've said this from the beginning, the only thing that I will say is that, what's it called? I'm sorry, I just lost my mind real quick. The only thing that I'm worried about on the Falcons is Calvin Ridley and Matt Ryan. That's it. That's literally it.
Hold on. I'm saying on the offense. All right, we're gonna keep this. We're gonna go to the.
On our offense. What scares me on our offense?
What are you not comfortable with? Because this
staying healthy, realistically.
Let me bank this because
go ahead.
what I'm seeing from you that you're confident in everything. You're confident in the offensive line. Offensively, you're comfortable with Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
You're comfortable with the running backs. You're comfortable with the tight ends. You're comfortable with the receivers. What are you not? And you're comfortable.
I mean, if we're talking,
you're not comfortable. You're comfortable with Jalen Hurts not making mistakes.
I am. If I have to be realistic, if you want me to find something that I don't feel 100% confident with, it would go down to Jalen Hurts. Because at the end of the day, yes, he has to prove it. The only thing I would be afraid of Jalen Hurts doing is trying to be a pocket passer too much. If you guys, which I'm assuming you guys are going to be blitzing a lot, and that's fine. So if you guys blitz a lot, he's going to have to read that. He's obviously young, so hopefully he can do that. But I feel as though he's a +1 quarterback. So at the end of the day, if you guys are killing our offensive line, which I don't see happening, he can get out of the pocket. And I think that if he does that, he'll be fine. So yes, I do feel confident. I still feel confident, even if you guys are able to break something.
Nothing offensively that you are worried about.
That scares me now. That makes me like, oh, this we got to watch for this.
We're talking about we're talking about your offense. Nothing. You're completely. You completely cool with everything on offense. Nothing bothers you.
Like I said, I don't think that they're going to be all world. I'm not saying that they're going to be the best thing ever, but I do have confidence that they can do enough to win and that they won't make mistakes.
Okay, so you don't see that there's a bias there?
That's not bias. I literally just said that, yes, there's things that I'm not saying that they're going to be great. I'm saying that they're going to do enough and let our defense win us this game. You get me? You get me?
Because why am I getting to that? Why am I saying that over and over again? Because I know what our team is and what our team isn't. As do I. But you're not. See, this is what we're talking about. There's an obvious bias of everything. When we talk about your team, all you're telling me that what you can and what you can do. You're not telling me what you can't do.
I told you what our weakness is. I literally told you what our weakness is.
We said, how are you?
Mike, come on, man. Bro. Mike, you want me to text it to you so you can read it out loud? Bro.
Because
are you reading your own comments? Like your own people are telling you you're getting roasted, my guy. Like this is. I mean,
we're talking about. Look, you're talking about this. This is what we're talking about as a Philly fan. All right, we're talking about a team with a rookie quarterback, and you're trying to tell me that the Falcons don't have enough to beat this guy, and he has enough experience to beat the Atlanta Falcons?
Experience doesn't win you games. Coaching and execution wins you games. So I believe in our coaches, and I believe that he will execute enough to beat you guys. Yes.
What absolutely okay. There's no weaknesses. You feel
I never said that. Literally never said there was no weaknesses. I literally said, I told you what I would be afraid of. But like I said, I think they can do enough. Like you're hearing what you want to hear. I've never said that we have zero weakness, that we're just going to, I did say that we're going to demolish you. I did say that in the comments because I was talking that talk. It was late. I wanted to talk that talk.
That's exactly
I will give you that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I said in this, I do think that we have enough.
What are you worried about? We're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles offense. What are you worried about most?
Only thing that worries me is if they don't execute. If Jalen Hurts, I think that Jalen Hurts has the mindset that he can make something out of nothing. He has the legs that he can make something out of nothing. The only thing that worries me is if we force him to stay in the pocket and he can't. What about our left tackle?
Yeah, what about your left tackle? Where do we
Jordan Mailata?
Yeah.
Who just beat out a first-round pick?
Yeah, I'm worried about it. He's still young, right?
Yeah, he's 23 and just beat out a first-round pick who's been playing football his whole life.
Who is that?
Is that who we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with our left tackle.
Yeah.
I'm great with our left tackle. I'm great with our left tackle.
Great with every position. You great with every
I'm great. Like I said,
line.
I think our offensive line is top 5 when healthy. I think that our wide receivers are way better than what we've usually had. I think that our quarterback can make the plays to not lose us games. And I think our defense outside of our secondary is elite. I think that our defensive line is a top 5 unit. I think our linebackers have gotten a lot better, and I think our safeties have gotten a lot better. Our cornerbacks, we'll see what happens, but the names there, it gives me a little bit of confidence. I think that Darius Slay and Steven Nelson can be very good. I don't know yet, though. So that's the only thing that scares me, and we've had a bad track record. But outside of that, our defense was top 3 in sacks last year. You know what I'm saying? Our offensive line had 14 different offensive lines, and we were still, I think, number 5 or 6 in running last year. So, I mean, no, I'm not afraid of this. I'm not really afraid of anybody on this line. I think that our line has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's saying, I think that's all we can do. That's it. That's what we're doing right now. Everything is assumption. It is what it is. The game hasn't started yet. You guys have all new, you have, I don't want to say all new, but you have new coaching staff. You have new players, as do we. We're one of the youngest teams in the league. So, yeah, I do think that our O-line is disgusting. I think it's about it. We about to go crazy.
Okay, so, all right. In closing, what you're saying is that you are comfortable with Philadelphia and a young quarterback being able to do what he has to not give the game away.
For the 15th time, yes.
All right, yeah. So the running game, you're comfortable with
Mike Davis ain't doing nothing against us, if that's what you bring it up.
All right. Look, I'll just say this. Because obviously the Eagles are absolutely, in your opinion, they're a well put together team with a quarterback position that they had to trade for a quarterback in Gardner Minshew that you're comfortable with. But I'm not gonna say anything about that.
So we traded for a backup quarterback. That's why you think we're trash.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't watch football, you can just say that, my guy. People get some subs on YouTube and think they just know everything.
No.
You're making no sense, my guy. Bro. No sense.
How does that not make sense?
Because that makes no sense. You literally just said Gardner Minshew is the reason why we should worry about Jalen Hurts. Did you hear what you said? You know the Dallas Cowboys went and got Andy Dalton last year, right? Should they be worried about Dak?
Yeah,
is that what that makes zero sense, my guy? I appreciate your channel, beautiful background, but start thinking about what you say before you say it, my guy. Because you make no sense. That makes zero sense.
This is what we're talking about. All right.
Yes, I am comfortable with my team. I am comfortable with a young quarterback. I don't know why you're so hung up on that. Can we talk about everything else that you guys are not as good at us? Look, you're not. Your offensive line's not as good as us. Your defensive line's not as good as us.
At the end of the day, you're comfortable with the offense. You're comfortable with the defense. You're comfortable with the offense, and you feel as though that even though you guys were 4-12 with this exact same coaching staff.
This isn't the same coaching staff. So this is what I'm saying. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm glad you just outed yourself because this is a whole new coaching staff. But it was good talking to you, Mike. All right,
good.
It was good talking to you, bro.
All right, good. Whoo, boy. When it all comes down to it, man, this has probably been one of the dumbest conversations I've ever been in. We're talking about a team and the Philadelphia Eagles with a young quarterback and the Atlanta Falcons with a veteran quarterback. That Jalen Hurts with a Dean Pease-led team, that Jalen Hurts is going to be able to take advantage of a Dean Pease-led defense with a Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, Foye Oluokun, who has proven to themselves to be Pro Bowl players. You got AJ Terrell. He's going to be going against one of the young quarterback, a young wide receiver in Devontae Smith. Offensive line and Jason Kelce, who can't stay healthy. Brandon Brown, that he is a solid. We're talking about a young offensive line with the left tackle that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be able to beat the Atlanta Falcons with not only a new coaching staff, with Arthur Smith, who has shown that he's obviously one of the better play callers in the league. Matt Ryan, where he's one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game, that he's not going to be able to take advantage of a Philadelphia. He's not going to be able to take advantage of a Philadelphia weak secondary that Calvin Ridley has shown that he smoked Darius Slay even in the game with against Detroit. He took advantage of him also, that you're going to be able to hold them down with that team and that staff. Philadelphia Philly fans, this is the reason why you guys are 4-11. And, you know, when it all come down to it, both teams were bad when it all come down to it. But this is just crazy. All right. So Ridley was good against Slade 2 years ago. Jalen Mayfield is going to destroy Fletcher. Look. Like I said, when it all comes down to it, everything gets played on the field and a roster. And like I said before, when you talk about the matchups against the Philadelphia Eagles and the Atlanta Falcons, it's just not, in my opinion, this is all going to be come down to the coaching staff and Dean Pease being able to put together a game plan that's going to be able to take advantage of a young quarterback who's had absolutely no experience going against a guy like Dean Pease. And, you know, there's not a lot of tape on Jalen Hurts. And when you look at what Dean Pease has done with mobile quarterbacks, and not only mobile quarterbacks, but even guys like Tom Brady, he's put together schemes that absolutely kept those guys in check. So it's like with the history and the proof and record of a Dean Pease, I think he'll be able to put together a game plan that's going to be able to keep Jalen Hurts in check for the most part, and get him to make a couple of mistakes, and some big mistakes. You got the special teams for the Atlanta Falcons with Cordero Patterson. That's another thing when you talk about, the game plan in itself. You got to factor in their ability. Can the Philadelphia Eagles, can those guys get anything with a guy like Gainwell as far as his returning? Is he going to be able to catch things out of the backfield? It's so many question marks as far as the Philadelphia Eagles team is concerned, that when you look at the matchups with the Atlanta Falcons, again, you have Calvin Ridley, have Hayden Hurst, you have Kyle Pitts, and Matt Ryan. I think this game is just going to come down to experience at the quarterback position, which was the entire, based on the entire, this live, it was based on quarterback. And what Mr. Philly pretty much came on this show to say is that Matt Ryan will not be able to take advantage of a Philadelphia Eagles secondary led by Darius Slay. So when it all come down to it, man, it's going to be played on the field. And you guys, we will be back. We should have a show Wednesday. But when it all come down to it, man, this is why we have that philosophy of wait and see, because it just comes down to experience, and oftentimes injuries happen, things happen during the game that we can't keep relying on certain things. All right, we just can't keep relying on what we think. Things happen, injuries happen. Whether the Falcons defense is the same, I can't say. Whether the offense is the same, I can't say. This is a completely different team, and the Philadelphia Eagles, do they have a great defensive line? I think they have a very good defensive line. The Falcons have a young offensive line that's going to be definitely tested by a guy like Gardner, as well as Fletcher Cox. To say that Mike Davis won't be able to run against the Atlanta Falcons, against that Philadelphia Eagles defense, hey, we will see. But we can always come back and revisit. And this is what we always been. We always know that when we play Philadelphia, that this team, that the Philadelphia Eagles and Atlanta Falcons always have some good games, and it always comes down to good quarterback play. So, and that one stop. All right. So when it all comes down to it, we will see Sunday, Philadelphia Eagles, Matt Ryan versus Jalen Hurts. We will see. So at the end of the day, all right, I appreciate everybody for coming on, but I'm out, baby. Peace.